going to introduce my new project about this topic. Okay. Before talking about automatic speech assessment, I'd like to talk about the last, about the English teaching robot that I introduced to you last year. It was selected as one of the 50 best inventions of 2010, by the time. So I'm very proud to be one of the developers of the English teaching robots. And I'm working with SK Telecom, which is a major mobile phone company in Korea. The purpose of this project is to develop a system for automatic speech assessment and intelligent feedback. So I marked intelligence with a red letters because it is we are focusing on intelligent feedback. And three teams are combined to carry out this project. The host company is SK Telecom, and SNU Center for Humanities Information, and HCI Lab. This HCI Lab offers a speech recognition system. And the project leader is Professor Min Ha-jung of my colleague, and I'm also participating in this project. And Professor Geun-bae Lee of FOSTEC is also participating in this project. There are two major leaders in automatic speech scoring. The first one is Versant English test. Versant is a small brand made by Versant, which is famous for English education. And also another one is ETS, English testing service. So they offer TOEFL IBT, internet-based teaching test, speaking practice test. So they have IBT speaking test. So students can sit for the speaking practice test before they sit for the speaking test. So the computers rate the learner's speaking ability, proficiency, automatically using the program called speech rate. So in the case of Versant English test, candidate assesses the Versant testing system by telephone or computer. So candidate responds to the test questions or prompts. So it is not an easy test. It's very difficult. Hopefully you may try this test. And responses are sent to the Versant scoring system, and Versant testing system scores the test and posts scores to the web reporting tool. So we are trying to develop a very similar speech scoring system. And according to Versant, the validity of automatic scoring is really nice. The correlation between human grade and the Versant's automatic grading is almost the same. So the correlation is 0.97. So it means almost the same. So it means that the computer can replace the human scorers, human raters. And another company, ETS, also serves automatic speech assessment by using speech rater. So in this system, they assess three different aspects of speech proficiency. One is delivery, another one is language use, and the last one is topic development. But recently they can't assess all the rubrics, but they can assess just fluency, pronunciation, and the diversity of vocabulary, and also some grammar accuracy. So, but probably in the near future, the ETS can also score the topic development, coherence, idea progression, and content relevance. This is the overall picture of our system. So when a speech data is inputted in the system, there is a speech signal pre-processing feature. So here, the computer does normalization and phonetic feature extraction jobs. And then the pre-processed data goes to the speech recognition system or to the statistics-based analysis system. So we use a speech recognition system to assess the pronunciation of the English learners in Korean. And then also, in order to assess intonation and some other aspects, the speech recognition system can't do this job. So we have to develop another statistically based system, analyzing system. And also, DB modeling is very important. We have to collect lots of data, speech data, of native speakers of English, and also Korean learners' speech must be corrected and labeled. And so we have to develop the language model and acoustic model based on the speech database of the native speakers as well as Korean learners. And also we have to develop questions to assess speech proficiency efficiently. So we have to choose what our system can do much better to assess speech, the learner's speech. And then after the pre-processed data goes to the speech recognition system and also the statistically based analysis system, then it goes to the scoring and feedback system. So we are going to score overall proficiency level, and also we are going to separately assess the pronunciation, fluency, rhythm and intonation, and grammar. And also what is important is that we are going to offer intelligent feedback to the learners. It's very important because the Versant system offers some feedback, but it's not so intelligent. So the feedback is just to mention that your proficiency level is a certain grade and so on. And it's not so helpful for the learners to develop their proficiency. So our strategies to develop the new system can be summarized as like this chart. We have to have a competitive edge compared to Versant system and also the ETS speech data. So we've been collecting speech database, speech corpus of Korean learners. So we can analyze the speech of Korean learners much better than Versant system and the ETS system. And also we have to build up a dictionary of Korean English, because ordinary speech recognizer can't understand the Korean English. So we have to train the computers to listen to and understand Korean English. And we have to evaluate the existing features used by the Versant system and also the ETS system. And also we have to develop new features like accent evaluation feature. And also we have to analyze Korean learners' English, what their problems are, and what feedbacks are really necessary to help Korean learners develop their proficiency. And also our final goal is to offer intelligent feedback. Also, a decent scoring is, of course, essential. And we are, as part of this project, we are developing an accent detecting program. So Korean learners have difficulty in producing English reading correctly. So one of the basic, most important reasons for this problem is that we don't teach lexical stress, sentence stress to Korean students. So accentuation is very important in fluency and rhythm assessment. But in the Versant system and also in the ETS system, the rhythm and accent, sentence stress are not treated properly. So probably we'll be the first team to develop a system to analyze the accentuation of Korean learners. And less proficient Koreans tend to place accent on every word. I can play tennis like this. I can play the violin like this. So our hypothesis is that the less proficient learners place more accents, more sentence stresses when they speak. So we can use this accentuation feature as a new feature to assess Korean students' rhythm and fluency. And we're going to focus on the pronunciation of function words. So normally Korean students put sentence stress to function words. And also there are also problems in lexical stress placement. So we are going to detect such mistakes and offer those data to students. Okay, this is all that I'd like to say at this moment.
Thank you very much, Dr. Lee. So, does anybody have any questions about his presentation?
When do you assume this program will be completed?
Well, it'll take a long time, but by the end of June, we are going to produce a prototype system.
In Japan,
Yeah.
entrance examination period is just over,
Yeah.
and every university is required high school students to take English to their respective universities,
Yeah.
but they just offer reading and writing.
That's
Sometimes writing exam, but mostly reading part. So I think it's because it's not feasible to require them to test speaking tests.
That's right.
So if this is completed, yes, I think this program will help a lot to assess the high school students' speaking proficiency.
That's right.
Yes.
So in Korea, the Korean government launched a project to develop a national English testing system. National English test. So it is called NEET, National English test. So it will be every student must sit for the national English test from in 2 or 3 years time. So and the result of the test will be used for entrance examination. And in this test, speaking test will be included. And the problem is that they are trying to educate human raters. They select from among school teachers, and then the human raters will score the speaking ability, speaking proficiency of the students, and this result will be used for the assessment. But the problem is that it's very difficult to control the human raters, because so many people, so many raters will be needed, and it's very difficult to control their consistency. So we hope to use our system in this test. So probably in the beginning, the computers can't replace the human raters because of the credit program. So probably when 3 raters assess the speaking proficiency of Korean students, then 1 or 2, just one computer may take part in the assessment job. Then we can get a better result. And also we are focusing on the feedback and English pronunciation and speaking education. So that's why we are focusing on intelligent feedback, so that students can learn what they need to improve their speaking proficiency and also their pronunciation. So by the end of June, we'll produce a prototype. So it can decently evaluate the overall speaking proficiency. But we are going to develop a system as close as Versant system and ETS system. So it will take 1 or 2 more years. But before I started this project, I really worried about the usefulness of this automatic speech assessment system. But after I had the research for 1 year, I came to a conclusion that the computers can replace the human scholars.
What is the most difficult section for computers to assess the ability?
To be honest,
Grammar part?
the meaning detection.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
As I told you,
Yeah.
so even the Versant and ETS systems can't deal with the topic development, coherence, idea progression, the content itself, because this automatic speaking test consists of two major parts. Actually, it consists of 6 different types of questions, but mainly read speech and spontaneous speech. So students are asked to read some texts, and students are asked to repeat what they hear from the computer, and they have to reorganize scrambled texts to produce a correct one. The computers can assess the read speech very well, but the computer can't assess the spontaneous speech. So you must be very accustomed to karaoke. So when you sing a song in a karaoke, the computer system will score your singing ability. But what do you think about the results? The test score, the score of your songs. Maybe sometimes if you sing very loudly, then you may get better scores. Sometimes even a professional singer can't get a high score. So it's the main problem that we face now. Other than that, I think assessing read speech is quite reliable.
How many questions do you think will be plausible as a test? I think the number of questions should be many, otherwise...
Probably, probably 10 samples will be enough. Yeah, for the read speech, 10 samples. Or if you go to the homepage, website of Versant English test, then you can get the idea of the questions. So probably there are 6 different types of questions. One is to just read some texts. Probably this test consists of 3 or 4 sentences.
I'm very sorry to interrupt you, but it's almost time. So thank you very much, Dr. Lee.